on the DOS leadership. Thank you all, Emmanuel, thank you for that. So Penny, yeah, I can see lots of you guys with that beautiful flowers and love. I appreciate it. So many of us saw how the leadership handled the issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the last five years. From them, I saw what patience is all about. I saw professionalism. I even saw loyalty. I saw loyalty. I saw loyalty. I saw loyalty. These guys were loyal to the core. I remember Mazi Doziem, the HOD. Those days, you can never hear him call Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He doesn't call him Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. What he calls him is Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He must always put that Onyendu there. Great sign of respect. Loyalty to the core. So let's go straight to the memo yesterday, released by the Directorate of State. So the title of the memo says indefinite suspension. Indefinite. You know what the word indefinite means? It's not specific, unspecific. It could be 5 years, it could be 10 years, it could be forever. So when they say indefinite, there is no specific time. It could be like a lifetime suspension. It could be 1 year suspension. It could be 6 months. It could be 1 month. So we don't know. They are the decision makers. And whatever thing they say automatically becomes a law. I remember when they abolished the office of Emma Powerful, it was like a joke. Just only one memo. One memo saw Emma Powerful's office abolished. Then, in this case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it says indefinite suspension of the office. I would like you, we are all scholars. We Biafrans, especially the IPOB members. The Radio Biafra has enlightened us. It has opened our eyes. We are so enlightened that each time words are used, you read in between the lines. You make out great meanings from just one sentence. From one sentence. So, the headline or the headline of the memo says, indefinite suspension of the office of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra and the position of director of Radio Biafra. Now, what was abolished is the office. I would like you to understand the difference when you sack somebody and the difference when you abolish his office. Office is greater than the person. When you occupy an office, you've been given a mandate. You've been given a command. You've been given an authority. That is why, no matter how small you are, no matter how underage you are, no matter how undereducated you are, once you are enthroned on a position and an office, automatic power, automatic command is automatically invested on you. Whatever thing you speak becomes a law. Your command becomes the order. So the office Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was occupying was an office of power. It was an office of authority. It was an office of command. As a result, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was able to gather trust. As a result, he was able to gather people. As a result, he was able to gather everything you can think that he gathered all throughout. He was occupying that office. That office gave him a mandate. That office gave him authority. It gave him the staff authority which he used in executing his leadership as the leader of IPOB then. That is the office that has been abolished. You know, many a times in some places, in some companies, anytime you are occupying an office, let's use just a physical office, in an office where you, in the morning you come to work, you stay in that office. That is where you sit to make your decisions, to issue your order. Anytime you turn to work and that office has been shifted away, that office has been abolished, more we close the door. Oh, in Nigeria, some places, you see some offices are saying I lock gear up. It's being locked up. I'm up on na door. Say do not enter. Your office is gone. It is more stronger. Abolition of office is stronger than sacking. That's exactly what happened here. The office Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was occupying was removed. As far as IPOB is concerned, there is nothing like leader of IPOB now. Even Mazi Edoziam, the HOD, you cannot even refer to him as the leader because there is no such office anymore. The office has been abolished, taken away. How did or what happened? Why did Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's office be abolished? So many things led to that. It didn't happen overnight. That is why I keep on saying this DOS. Unu nwele ndidi. Unu kwala akwa ndidi. Una ha akwa. This clothes I am wearing. When you look at this clothes, if unde yinyela akwa ndidi. This is this DOS. Ewela akwa ndidi yinye hadiku uwe. They were patient. Some of us, you went a wewe. What the guy just and what needs to be dealt with. You know? But this patient, this man exercised these few years, really paved a way of honor, a way of respect for them. Because if not, some of us would have misunderstood them. Some of us would have assumed them as power mongers that wants to remove the leader in order to become the leaders. They exercised patience. They showed loyalty even in the midst of provocations. They still showed loyalty to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I would like us to continue on this very memo. People will always say, when the reasons for a thing is misunderstood, abuse becomes inevitable. You, as a member of the movement, and others that are not members, needs to understand what happened. Because what happened is that the office was abused by the Okpaya, which is Mazi, which is Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu abused the office. I'll be taking you on a journey of the last 5 years. Because in every step of the way, we saw abuse of power, we saw abuse of trust, we saw abuse of mandate. So when you talk about office, you are talking about the power invested on you. Power given can be taken at any time. That was what Nnamdi Kanu did not realize. Let's continue on what the DOS says here. Okay, let me use the audio version, which the family writers translated it into an audio version, which is quite a very good thing. The family writers, kudos for that. You guys have continued to do great and wonderful work. We appreciate it. So continue. Yeah. So let's listen the audio version of this memo.
In a major development within the Biafran self-determination struggle, the Directorate of State of the Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB, has announced the indefinite suspension of the office of the leader of IPOB and the position of Director of Radio Biafra, both previously occupied by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. According to an official statement dated June 18, 2026, and signed by Mazi Chikaodibia Edoziem, head of the Directorate of State, the decision takes immediate effect until further notice. The Directorate cited serious internal...
The decision takes effect until further notice. That is why I started by that indefinite. So until further notice. So the office, just like the office of a more powerful, we are taken away. So let's now listen to what happened, the reasons, and we will be taking it line by line.
Internal security concerns and credible intelligence. Head of the Directorate of State. The decision takes immediate effect until further notice. The Directorate cited serious internal security concerns and credible intelligence.
Okay. The Directorate cited serious internal security. I like to write things down. Okay, let me go back.
Serious internal security concerns and
they cited, number one reason, they cited serious internal security concerns. Let's take it one after the other. Internal security concerns. When something is called internal, it means within. It is talking about within IPOB. Within IPOB. Internal security concerns. Now, as the leaders of an organization, they have responsibility to protect the struggle both internally and externally. Anytime something goes wrong in IPOB, the people always being held accountable are the ones in charge, because they have the responsibility, the power, the mandate, the authority to protect the struggle is invested on them. Therefore, anytime anything goes wrong, people beckons on them. People calls their attention. So, the office Nnamdi Kanu was occupying became a center that jeopardizes internal security of IPOB. This is number 1 point raised here. Internal. Within IPOB, we are not going out yet. A lot of things are involved here. Internal security. When you talk about security, security of people within an organization, security of members, it entails a lot. You are talking about protection of the structure of the movement. You are talking about the protection of the codes, of the ethics, of the principles that governs every individual within the organization, within IPOB. In the last 5 years, we saw Mazi Nnamdi Kanu went against the internal structure of IPOB. Starting from immediately after his abduction, the first step was a threat, both to the members of the movement, both to the structure of the movement. The first order Mazi Nnamdi Kanu took almost collapsed the movement. Give Simon Ekpa a slot, publicly announced. Not well managed, not well handled. IPOB has principles in whosoever they appoint for specific roles in IPOB. You don't just go and get anybody just place, even in the unit. Even before you become a principal officer, people have to know whom you are. Then you talk about a whole radio Biafra, someone not known in the movement, someone nobody knows the town he comes from, someone nobody knows whether he's a member, whether he believes in what we are doing, whether he's against what we are doing, automatically was mandated to be given a slot. A slot that would have snared IPOB forever to his atrocities. Had the DOS leadership did not work hard on that side by verifying that criminal, had that criminal just broadcast just only once on Radio Biafra, that would have affiliated him undoubtedly to IPOB. Now we are telling the world that we don't know him. He doesn't know us. He doesn't belong to us. He's not our member. As a result, because there's no way he is committed to what we are doing. That is the first wrong step taken by the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Abuse of power, authority he had. As a result of the loyalty from the people, from the DOS, despite where he is, despite the concerns or the security concerns it poses, someone there giving order and directives, they were still listening to him. They listened to him. That's why they invited the Egberima and asked him, this is what you do. Then he refused. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, due to he had that power of appointment, he continued to misuse it. The movement would have almost collapsed as a result of the criminalities that criminal committed. Because had the international communities, had they weighed the prescription, the illegal prescription of IPOB in tandem to what those criminal gangs committed in Biafra land, banning of IPOB in the diaspora would have been inevitable. We knew how hard we fought to disassociate ourselves, our movement, from him. The first crack Mazi Nnamdi Kanu initiated to the struggle. Owahala, those criminals he introduced in IPOB, the effect is still there. We lost some of our gullible comrades to that criminal. Do we talk about our money they hijacked on Umwere account? And I'm even talking about people. Do we talk about the lives they destroyed? Because that's why we don't know the effect of what that criminal did. There's one video I watched. Skulls is in the mud. When you look at skeletons, you can tell this is a tall man. This is a big man. Skulls as a result of callous introduction of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, despite he had men outside, even if there is need for introduction of an individual to Radio Biafra, this is something people outside would have gathered, deliberate on, and find a way. When you're not me here, because not now, don't call me now, and find a way of settling the issue. Jeopardy number one. Secondly, because I am still talking about internal problem, I am not going outside yet. This criminal woman who bule Gondi ESN, Madam Oyibo was asked or was told that she is the one to be in charge when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in. Iha wu ozi ana agwasi ya na onye nwa bu ego na onye bu ego ga-adizi in charge. As a result, that's why they were telling you then that they have dissolved DOS. Oh, what I can dissolve DOS. Those American women, they dissolved DOS, and you guys have forgotten. As a result of underground power, you are in charge of IPOB worldwide. On that ground, the criminal woman sees ESN money. On that ground, they started to issue order. On that ground, they started to form different directorate of emissary and so on. We remember the distractions they brought. The distractions they brought within the movement. As a result of somebody somewhere abusing his power. Because he was occupying an office of order, an office of command. When he commands, what he says becomes a law. He stood on that ground to jeopardize, to abuse the struggle, the structure of the struggle. Some of us that are still talking about what the siblings are doing. I have said it before. Kanu have no mouth without the mouth of Nnamdi Kanu. Kanu has no power to form any unit anywhere without the backing of Nnamdi Kanu. Before us, a rival radio were formed to stand against Radio Biafra. Abuse of power. Abuse of power. Causing confusion internally. At times, how crook they are. Our radio is Radio Biafra. And they name their own Biafra radio. At times, when I am scrolling through Facebook, at times I bump into their radio. Because I think I'm suspecting they are following us. Because that is why you can see their pages. Because I'm sure I'm not following them. I think they are the ones following us. That's why I keep on, I from their radio. And many a times, I would have shared their work, their page, unknowingly. You know, when they are doing their program, when I see it, I will think it's our Radio Biafra. And I'll be about to share it. But when I look at people talking, it will be a known enemy faces. Then I say, okay, this is not ours. I know some of our comrades, at times, I see some of our comrades giving them like, even sharing. I remember when Mama shared their work. Mama did not know. It was me that called her attention and she screamed. She thought it's our radio. Confusion, rivalry, faction in IPOB. I saw what they released. They said it's their reason of dissolving themselves, not DOS. They included faction. When it comes to faction, who is the introducer of faction in IPOB, if not Nnamdi Kanu? He introduced faction. Even when the DOS did not allow Ekberima Simon to broadcast on radio, Nnamdi Kanu was communicating with him on the ground. Last time I did a video on this, where Aloye Jimako was facilitating communication between Nnamdi Kanu and the Ekberima. And that is why 2022, when Nnamdi Kanu released that 13-point commandment, the first commandment he gave us, do not talk about Simon Ekpa. The first commandment of Nnamdi Kanu in that 13-point memo. Do not talk about my disciple. Mazi. He's working for me. And that is why Aloye Jimako went to the channel TV to tell them the same followers of Simon Ekpa are the same followers of Nnamdi Kanu. I don't want to touch anything now, and this video will end. Please stop calling me. Yeah. So, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the one that introduced faction. We are still talking about the internal problem initiated. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu used his respected office to initiate into IPOB. Remember, I started to talk about office. How Nnamdi Kanu abused the office that has now been taken away from him, abolished, cancelled, nullified, axed, hammered, destroyed. Nothing like a leader anymore in IPOB. He misused, he abused the loyalty invested on him from the leadership. Despite where he is, when he cough, when he tells them, sack this person, sack that person, they still reason with him. They still send messages, communicate, explain, loyalty. All these things, he abused them. He abused them. So the introducer of faction in IPOB is no other person but Nnamdi Kanu. When he was sending the people going here and there to gather people under Nnamdi Kanu, the lovers, the word they always use, the people that are working for Onyendu says, those days, Onyendu says, Mando to London, those guys, Onyendu says, this is another place. Once the Nnamdi Kanu started to introduce factional units, you know, I have said it before, they had factional units in London here. They only operate online. They have in the US. They have in different countries. Faction, factional radio, factional criminal, factional unit. When you talk about the abuse and the neglect on the services of IPOB, it was sponsored by Nnamdi Kanu. Everything you see Nnenayanya doing were subtle command from Nnamdi Kanu. When Nnenayanya tells you whether you are dying or not, whether ESN member is under coma, when Nnenayanya tells you that he's not releasing Tenkobo, he is talking by the command of the office or by the command of Nnamdi Kanu. When they seize IPOB money, it is the command of the office of Nnamdi Kanu. When Kanu diverts money in different countries, it is by the command of Nnamdi Kanu. When they create factional security outfit, it is the command of Nnamdi Kanu. Because he keep on sending messages. Onyendu Sige. I remember, there's one here. Here's a Jimad. I used to be very good, be in good time with Eze Jimad. Before we fell out, he tried so hard to convince me, Onyendu se. Because so then, I am talking about some years ago. Onyendu no n'ime, but he was communicating to them. Nezi Hozi, giving counter directive to what the DOS we are doing. Abuse of office, abuse of power, because due to Asia has Onyendu, because that Onyendu ship is an office, which people just were calling him that name. But he used because of that. Some of people, Onyendu si. You don't have to since no Onyendu si. You have to obey it. This is how Nnamdi Kanu created enmities here and there within IPOB. Created factions. Created different individuals that are standing against the leadership. Anybody that is sacked in IPOB became automatically allied to Nnamdi Kanu. The one they call J.C. Ayonyuku used to be the West African rep. As a result that he went to visit Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, his head was changed. Once you come in contact with him, he became a poison that poisons minds and heads of people. Once he garaga visit here, you become an enemy to the DOS as a result of seeds of discord, seeds of enmity, internal security concern. One of the reasons his office was abolished. He caused us pain. Some people will say that Nnamdi Kanu did a lot. But the pain he caused us is far greater. Apart from sensitization on the radio, which other aspect can you point out that he did that great? His jeopardy is higher than the goods he did. That is the first concern of his sack. Ekbodia, his sack is even smaller. It weighs lower. The destruction of his office. This chair I am sitting, anytime somebody comes and push me out and take this seat, that is the highest offense you can give to me. I mean, highest insult you can give to me. I would rather prefer you ask me to stand up than you take the chair. Instead of removing my chair. It's an insult. But it was as a result of his offenses. As a result of his jeopardy to the struggle. Internal security concern. Let's continue to listen.
And credible intelligence reports, and the imperative to safeguard the movement's non-violent principles and
Number 1 says, in line to safeguard the movement's peaceful principles. Oku de kweba. Oku di here. That is why we need to bring this to understand the height of the offenses of Nnamdi Kanu. Why his office was abolished. I saw what somebody posted. That Nnamdi Kanu has suffered so much. He has been in prison. Why were he treated this way? This is an outsider talking. And he's among the guys that always go to prison to see him. The guy saying this, I don't want to call him because he now leads a youth movement in Igbo land. He has gone to see Nnamdi Kanu a number of times. The first one he went, after visiting him, Nnamdi asked him to come out and make an announcement, which he did. I saw that announcement because Nnamdi knew this guy is now leading the youth movement in Igbo land. Because he's an opportunist, he wanted to use the voice of that guy to demonize, to jeopardize what we are doing. This thing happened either early this year or late last year. After seeing Nnamdi Kanu, this guy came out and make a video. Justice Ozobi is the leader of Igbo movement, Igbo youth movement. He made the video that he has just seen Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That Nnamdi Kanu told him to tell the world. Okay, according to him, that Nnamdi Kanu tell him to tell people that they should be listening to him more powerful. I am talking about some months ago. Because the guy was inside. Ndi Igbo na sympathize as somebody Nigerian government treated illy. Yes, he's been treated illy. I am not disputing it. The treatment meted on him is wrong, is unlawful, is illegal. I stand tomorrow to still stand on it. But he is standing on the illegality of the maltreatment like the Nigerian government meted on him to still use that office of IPOB leader he had. He was still standing on that to cause pains on other people. He was using that office to derogate what the IPOB leadership are doing outside, even though he is inside. He told the guy to tell people that the only person they should be listening to is more powerful. Several months ago, he has been throwing stones and jabs on the movement for a very long time. This has run in years. When Kanu opened that radio, I called somebody. I told somebody, you see this radio, the hand of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in the opening of that radio. Kanu cannot open any radio without a command. Nnamdi cannot seize IPOB money without the command of the Nnamdi Kanu. Misuse, abuse of his office, of the authority and command people invested on him, and he forgot that power giving can be taken at any time. So the second point of the reason why his office was abolished, it says to safeguard the movement's peaceful principles. Let me go back a bit so that we get that.
Until further notice. The Directorate cited serious internal security concerns and credible intelligence reports.
Number one,
and the imperative to safeguard the movement's non-violent principles and protect members in Biafra.
Okay. In order to safeguard the movement's peaceful principles and safeguard Biafrans in Biafra land back home. This is a very serious stand here. IPOB has been known as a peaceful movement, and that is why when Nigerian government says they have prescribed themselves, the internationals here know us as peaceful because they have not seen us engaged in violence. Even since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been inside, the DUS leadership has maintained that peaceful path despite the provocations, because they knew the consequences of going violent. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu introduced the first violence in IPOB through Simon Ekpa, because that criminal came with violence, it was with him that he believed that sit at home must be enforced. Any woman that brings anything to the market must be caned. During those times, we saw them flogging women in the villages. We saw killings on our streets. We saw houses being burnt down. We saw kidnapping. There is one of our relatives, those days, they kidnapped and taken to their one camp like that in Izi Oboji. According to the story, when they brought him there, you can see them parading themselves there as ESN members. They will take your card, ask you to log into your phone, and transfer money. Introduction of violence. We saw them on broad daylight buying police, telling you Biafra cannot come without including our own people. That is the worst of it. We saw a lot of Biafrans ebulu. Why? As a result, a criminal that believed in violence, a criminal that believed by cutting off the neck of a Biafra, that Biafra will come. Introduction of violence, which IPOB is not known for. And it is that understand they wanted to continue. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, all along, he's inside. And Emily Ebele on inside. But he's inside. Now plan different things outside. This ESN, security outfit, he is inside and organizing different groups to start up where Simon Ekpa stopped with the name of IPOB. This is why it became a concern to us. It's not only the concern of the leadership. It is my concern. It is your concern. Because as IPOB, registered IPOB member, anytime IPOB members are being cramped down, you are in trouble. You are in trouble. It will affect you. So, when this reason why his office was abolished is mentioned, in order for us to continue on our peaceful movement principles. Because the people we saw he listed their names as his New Sokoto DOS are nothing but the criminals breeded, facilitated the criminalities of Simon Ekpa. They are all autopilots. We saw the name of that woman in Ireland. That woman that was working with Azok had those days until she fell out. That woman was the one calling traders, calling market leaders, telling them, if you open your shop on a Monday, they will come and burn it down. He's the one making calls, transfer money to our boys. Give them ego granite. Mbwebwe. Give them ego sisi. That is why those days in Biafra land, a lot of calls and text messages were coming to people. Even my own brother, we are threatened. They will tell you they are ESN. Ego granite, ego. If you don't bring it, they will come to your house. It was that woman. If you only the corners, that woman, she was the one facilitating it, sending text messages, threatening people. Give our boys ego granotes, give them ego mbwebwe, ego bullets, ego sisi, ego ebwe. If young biko, she's among the Nnamdi Kanu Sokoto DOS. Continuation of Simon Egberimarism in Biafra land. All again with the name of IPOB. Even up to today, we are still debunking the ones Simon did. And we are seeing Nnamdi Kanu introducing them again, bringing them in. Na Italy, that boy, all of them that we are autopilots, we are all included, including the one they call the head of DOS. Because when you hear about Avid are the ones that stood Simon Ekpa. Those days, I used to hear Simon telling you, these are members of the Avid. They are going to speak to us. So, Avid are not different from autopilot. This is the continuation of violence Nnamdi Kanu wants to use his office to introduce. in Biafra land is the second reason why his office has been abolished. And it's of necessity. It needs to. Because if the office is not abused, if not abolished, the office will continue to exercise some power. Because anybody in any office has some levels of power, command, authority invested on you. I would like you to understand what the DOS leadership did here. Because Nnamdi Kanu has continued to send messages to people in Biafra land, now organizing her, including the ones on Agwaha, come out and protest for me, jeopardizing lives of people. When the DOS has warned our people back home, our members, IPOB can no longer stage protests or rally in Biafra land as a result of Nigerian government killings on our people. It doesn't concern Nnamdi, because it's all about him. He wants people, on the corner, for people to continue to die for him. Because if he's somebody that has conscience, he would have known that a lot of lives, a lot of heads has gone down for him. The 28 killed in their palace, was it not him they came for? He jumped the fence and ran away. 28 innocent men fell. The ones that happened in Aba 2 years ago, more than 30 of them that came to protest, release our leader, mown down by the Nigerian military. Even if he's a blood-thirsty demon, at least he would have sucked enough. I'm talking about young men that has fallen for you, but you still want more. Oliver wants more. Oliver wants some blood-thirsty human being. Somebody that have conscience. Even when I know that somebody died because of you, my goodness, it's going to be a heart attack to you. But in his case, he doesn't care. He cared to jeopardize. He cared to jeopardize lives. Some of these comrades, prison, in different prison, on their news. Even up to today, he has continued to ask people that are rallying people, gathering people for him. He wants them to Hana Abia Sokoto to come and see him. Despite the risk of going on the road, he doesn't care. So this is what this memo. The guy is jeopardizing lives of our people. And not only that, he's causing internal problem, he's jeopardizing lives. He wants to introduce violence. I think last time it was Mazi during his broadcast. He told Biafrans, I hope no makwa. He said it openly that Nnamdi Kanu was then working with one autopilot that facilitated the killing of Ike Chukwugwo, the former national Biafra Land National Coordinator, the guy that assisted in the killing of a national coordinator in IPOB, is whom Nnamdi Kanu is working with, because the guy was the one forming criminal gangs, because he's part of Simon Ekpa. He knew those criminals that were killing people for Simon. That is the same guy Nnamdi Kanu employed. He wants them to start to gather young men, young boys that will continue from where Simon stopped. another reason why his office was abolished. I don't understand the reason of the DOS. These guys are intelligent. Intelligent. If you read this memo, you will understand the strategic position this memo took. This memo is not about sacking Nnamdi Kanu. It's about destruction of an office that has been abused. It is about demolition, abolition of an office that are sending young men to early graves. Because some of these young men will think it is their leader speaking. Because when the leader speaks, most gullibles will always obey, whether it's life-threatening. Because nihe DOS mere ha chọrọ ịkwụkwa aka pilot ka akwụkwọ okeke si ekwu mmadụ ịkwụ ihe ne ịkwụ aka ọbara sekwa ndị mmadụ. That office do no longer exist. In case if this office is calling you to your early grave, their hands are not there. In case if this office is calling you to go and kill, to go and commit one atrocity or the other in Biafra land, that office has gone. You are on your own. There is nothing like leader in IPOB. The office is gone. The office was abused by the person occupying it. It was Nnamdi Kanu. Even if Nnamdi Kanu is still an IPOB member, he is now an ordinary member. Not even a principal officer. When you hear that the director of Radio Biafra is abolished as well, microphone has been taken away from him. He can no longer speak for IPOB. He can no longer give order for IPOB. So when you hear about the office of the leader, you are talking about the office of a command, office of an authority that has the power and authority to issue command. That power has been stripped of Nnamdi Kanu. The office has been destroyed. Even if he comes out from where he is, he has no longer office. His office is gone. His portfolio has been taken away from him. He's now an officer without portfolio. When you talk about him speaking again, becoming the mouthpiece of IPOB or Biafrans, the mic has been taken off him. He can no longer direct who speak for IPOB. He can no longer speak on the Radio Biafra. He is no longer the anchor on Radio Biafra. Mic has been taken away because with this mic he had on him, he has abused it. He has misused it. He has used it to lead so many youths to their early graves. He used his microphone to cause factions in IPOB. He used it to sow seeds of discord. He used it to rally around criminals that will continue from where Simon Ekpa stopped. All with the name of IPOB. Nnamdi Kanu is very free. If he wants to form another criminal gangs, he can use another name, not the name of IPOB. Because IPOB is not his brand. I read what the person that gave IPOB the name wrote. Should we go to that? The guy was almost screaming that the name he started is what somebody came and hijacked. And he saw many of us, and we all followed Nnamdi Kanu. Now Golia, holy, 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 Nnamdi Kanu. The guy is crying what we did to him, Barrister Emekesiri. That the organization he started is what somebody hijacked. And he saw us. Anyị bunyere Nnamdi. Na-agụrụ ya egwu. Holy. Esokwenụ m n'enu m. Ọkwa na London ihe na mgbe ọnwụ na anyị sekpuru anakwa na ebe a na-eme protest. We kneel down. Chinye aka enu agụrụ ya holy, holy. N'enu m na-agụ holy, holy for Nnamdi. For a crook. For somebody that has been abusing his office. He abused everything. He even abused individuals. He abused individuals. Many of our people that do not want to have anything to do with IPOB is as a result of the seed Nnamdi inculcated in us. And unfortunately, after inducing us on a long attack on individuals, he still go behind us at the back to liaise and collect money from them. Let's continue to listen to this.
Key highlights from the IPOB Directorate Statement. The suspension of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from the two positions is indefinite. IPOB remains a collective movement of the Biafran people.
Now, going forward, IPOB remains a collective movement of the people. It's not a commodity for Nnamdi Kanu. Because the only thing I can tell you that drove Nnamdi Kanu into this craziness is the mentality that this belongs to him. I saw Kanu writing, how can Odibo, how can a servant sack Oga? Because that is the mentality they had. But you don't know what it means to remove somebody's or anytime this is the highest humiliation you can give to me. You've taken away my power to do this broadcast. I am gone. So Nnamdi Kanu is gone. Gone forever, Kwan. It's gone. As a result of his abuse on the trust people had on him. He did not only abuse the command, the office, he abused trust. A lot of people have so much trust on him. That is why some people will believe, come on, let's die. Let's just die because of Nnamdi. Those boys mown down in Aba. Was it not their intentions? Even if we die, let's die. It was trust on Nnamdi. And that trust, Nnamdi has abused it. Nnamdi Kanu has had an opportunity to speak from the court. Has he ever paid any tribute to those guys that died for him in Aba? Even the siblings out here, each time they only use the photos, the pictures of those boys to do caricature, to mock the DOS. These are the innocent boys that died for Nnamdi Kanu. Their trust on Nnamdi has been abused. Abused by Nnamdi. Abused by the siblings. I saw one video they were hiding. They were hiding that video. During those court days, Nnamdi came and said, "Ana mekene David, makenye makani no nenyerem." These are the, no, not David, Rising Sun. Each time we have heard him speak from court, has he ever greeted IPOB? Has he ever tell people, I am seeing and you know how human beings react. Anytime he ever, had it been that he mentioned something like that, if there are people that we are not doing anything for him, you see people get motivated and start to do more for him. But he never. He just remembered people he wants to hand over IPOB to. Because when he started to introduce Rising Sun, the Rising Sun, and I'm making on from Rising Sun, he navigated to Avid. He knew what he was doing. And when you see Kanu telling you that it is this Avid that has been feeding him, giving him money, giving Manyawa Kanonta, because Hannah said all from David they have prepared, they will hand over IPOB to. Because what they have done is that they wanted to sell IPOB. Because the man in question, the one they call the head of their directorate, Sokoto Direct DOS, is not an IPOB member. He's an Avid member. Oh, a Nigerian. Nnamdi Kanu chori ile IPOB into his hand. Because he wants a stranger to take over IPOB and do with IPOB anything Masere. Who knows how much they collected from that guy? I think yesterday I said, whoever they sold IPOB to should go and ask for their refund. Because IPOB is unsellable. You can't sell us. And you want to be a very bad market. Kiki Gejuma as a Nigerian will be a pain to your ass. So if they have collected money from anybody, go and collect your change. Change phone. Go and collect your money. IPOB is not for sale. He wants to continue with destruction of Ekwenima. Aluta continua. Now, DOS in this memo, and I'm telling you, this movement is a collection. Let's go back and see how they put it. Let's see how they put it again.
Is indefinite. IPOB remains a collective movement of the Biafran people.
Collective movement of the Biafran people. Hey, I'm hoping Nnamdi hears this. So it is not a venture of Nnamdi. Nnamdi Kanu has not invested anything into IPOB. Apart from his sensitization on radio, which what he collected from IPOB is far beyond what he put in. Just his monthly salary alone, the salary he pays himself, he didn't merit it. The salary he was paying himself, he can never smell that salary if he's working here in UK. He can never. And I knew he wasn't based on salary. Because the way I saw they were shifting money to him is beyond. But the basic monthly salary, Nnamdi Kanu did not make input that qualifies that salary for him. Another abuse of public funds. Now, I heard you can try Nnamdi too much. Even Nnamdi may abuse and I call you. We are talking about abuse of command. We are talking about abuse of trust. Abuse of money. Public fund. Do you know what public fund is? In UK here, Ejidegi embezzled public fund is a criminal case. Nnamdi Kanu handled IPOB finance fraudulently, like a fraudster. He put up structure, and he said that the structures are under central command, led by the DOS. But the financial structure, he excluded it from the oversight of the DOS. He allowed the DOS to oversee duties, administration in IPOB, and he then is the one overseeing money. That's why he gained the ground to abuse it, because he doesn't want any power authority that will question. That is why he planted women, and he made sure he settled those women. Nendayanya was settled now. 5,000 euro monthly. It's a big settlement. It's a big package. So that you honor this, just send me 10,000 euro now. Send me 20. Send me 30. Unyo here ha na ibupule. Okpo Madam Oyibo 20,000, 40,000. Aside from his basic monthly salary. It happened. I saw it with my eyes. Abuse, misappropriation of public fund. The DOS when anything can include. I'm on the solo you. I'm on this one. But it's among the abuse of Nnamdi Kanu. I'm not Mazi all the so loyal. Oh no, the madam will get Sunni. I will include it. Embezzlement. You know, on the so loyal. What I help when denka. You know, he abused public fund. He abused his office. He abused the trust. He abused the loyalty people had on him. Oh, Meliheni na abuse. Na maha wobubo. Obubo. Na maha wobubo. And you could a very long rope. Even na this HOD. Okay, ona bani. Unwe candidate no waya. They gave Nnamdi a very long rope. Kamano moge chahale. Kamano moge chahale banwe. Ulonya murofuru yanju. He refused. Rather, he was causing problem. And it was this final one, Nan Obul IPOB, because what Nnamdi did. All IPOB. Nnamdi so wanted to sell IPOB. But we are unsellable. Because the people he gathered and he wanted to hand over IPOB to are not IPOB members. Is some of them not there are sacked individual in IPOB, including the autopilots. I've told you about the woman that sent text messages threatening people, give our boys money for groundnuts, money for bullets and guns. If you don't, we come and burn your shop. If you own Biko. On the name they hand over IPOB. Chori hand over IPOB. Mokavid. I thought he's even going, he's a vibrant man. There's nothing different between him and the Nigerian president. alone. Alone. So, oh no, had it been Nanye Balankit or na Kagesi will let this struggle? Is this the way Nnamdi would have packaged what people have died for years and hand it over to strangers? That is why we are challenging you and your authority. Let's see your next step. We go nowhere. IPOB must be protected. What people labored and died for must be guarded jealously with our name. The name of IPOB, we will take it away from you. First of all, you are not even the one that gave that name. You are not the one that... the two offices I'm abolish doesn't belong to this guy. It was just a privilege he abused. Just privilege given to you, abuse, and now have been taken away from you. And the woman again, whip by the side. Now, my money to you and the US of their long. On the quite so intelligent. One of the wise, I have to be honest. You guys are wise. Because what you guys did to Nnamdi Kanu is an intelligent, strategic work. Buka that office. See that office, go to hell. No more. The way the deputy leader office was abolished is the way Nnamdi Kanu's office. Akwapolianoche. Napioche. See, you don't deserve to be inside. You cost us pain. You brought faction. You brought destruction. You brought untimely death on us. Stay outside. Out of sympathy. People were pitying you. The more I pity, the more in our piano button under. They destroy things. You have IPOB managing ESN. ESN was formed just only 6 months before you were drafted. That means you were outside to see ESN only for 6 months. And ESN has been under the hands of people managing it, managing and controlling it well. In the last 5 months, in the last 5 years, you only saw at ESN 6 months. And people in control has been managing it for more than 5 years. Now, you create another one. Even when you are inside. Enjoy it too much. If it's all on the colleague, so like okay, let me not use unjob. Mananka on nukunjo. And though people yaketaki animelegeha is a humiliation on you that a known IPOB leader has been. Then the whole newspaper. Oh, that's the kind of news Nigerian media likes to carry. They have all carried it that Nnamdi is out from IPOB. And it exposes you. It exposes you to evil in the hands of Nigerian government. And you don't know all these things. Thank God you are the one that first thrown the stone. Oh, give one no katalo. Sizeki ila the struggle. Hand the over to Ndiush. And you were this were many again. Well, yes, they have been forgiving you, but this one will not allow you sell this thing people have died for. So this punishment here is a befitting one. It's a humiliation when your office is taken away from you. destroyed, abolished. It's a humiliation. Nigerian comedians, they will play with you. They will use this for their comedies. You know, they will use it for their business. So let's continue to finish this.
Not owned or controlled by any single individual.
No more single individual. Big Kanu. No more single individual. And you see the wisdom of this DOS, because they don't want continuation of abuse of power. People will always say that power intoxicates. It's one of the problems Nnamdi Kanu had. Nnamdi enjoyed unlimited power. The thing intoxicated him. The thing drove him mad. He is almost behaving like a madman, like a crazy man. As a result of the intoxication of power he wielded and enjoyed. So this power, the DOS don't want to leave it anymore in the hand of anybody. What the leadership they are running now is a directorate of state. Leadership, not leader. Leadership. When you have leadership, self is destroyed. Self-aggravation is destroyed. Nobody presents him or herself, Nana Soka Ome, as the one running it. It's now all hands on deck. And they are telling you the power they have, they are now shifting it to the people. It's going to be a collective movement for the Biafran people. When you empower people, when you value people, you see massive support. It is not a movement any longer where you are working for Nnamdi Kanu. The people working for Nnamdi Kanu now are by the side, welling. Where we are is where we are working collectively. All Biafrans. You know, you would have imagined when you are inviting somebody to come and support Biafra, and you are telling him what he's going to support belongs to Nnamdi Kanu, and you think that person will listen to you. When you tell somebody, we are now working for ourselves, this thing belongs to us. When you empower people, you see the best in people. You see the best. It is no longer where you come in and work for someone, pay his salary, and he still owns you. He still owns the movement. This is method of Nnamdi Kanu. IPOB were paying him. IPOB were looking after him. IPOB were working along with him. But he turned back to tell IPOB that IPOB, all of you now belongs to him. He will sleep and wake up and fire you at any time. And that is why this lesson has been proven to him. IPOB does not belong to him. That is why when I see some of his old podcasts, I feel like Michion, because those places where he will tell you IPOB does not belong to him. I think I have it. IPOB does not belong to me. IPOB does not belong to my people, and people will be clapping. People will be clapping. You don't know that what he says is not what he does. What he says. I had the video Okija was playing where he was saying that he doesn't have any car. He doesn't have car. It was people giving him car. Somebody, IPOB, is paying £10,000 a month. Is telling you that he doesn't have car. Because he wanted to paint himself as a servant to the people. Servant willingly working for people without anything, without gains on his side. Your blood. I don't have a house. I don't have a house. To tell you, no, all na local one na ya abaka. And you don't know, this is a guy that charters flights or charter, because he has put himself, he has amassed himself on the public fund, which he controls alone, which he doesn't want the DOS to know what was going on there. When the HOD told Nnamdi, can I know how our people have been doing in their contributions? Nnamdi say, speak equal. This doesn't concern you. Onyendu says you shouldn't know. It belongs to Onyendu alone. That is why I said IPOB finance was fraudulently set up by Nnamdi. Fraud. Fraudulently. When I made everything abuse. Cause abuse. I don't want to go into that area because Unye is a very nice woman. Unya made everything abuse. And he abuses that woman. He has no regard for that woman, that man. He abuses anything abusable. He abuses anything abusable. So that his power Hojieko has been stripped. That office here on a may order command. A book upon that office is gone. Gone and gone. Even if when he comes out from Sokoto, if he still wants to become a member, he will come out and now take an oath. Because the oath of IPOB will be revised. His name will be taken away from the oath. These were the areas he fraudulently engaged us so that we do not talk about him. He tells you all loyalty, all power, all glory, all honor belongs to him. He speak equala. He jukwana question. And you na gano kazambi. Ikoye adawana. The scales has been taken off from people's eyes. Akwa mbochi mgbidi Jericho odago, akwa mbochi ekewago. Our loyalty is to defend Biafra. Is to protect Biafra. Nnamdi Kanu we were protecting. As we were protecting him, he was abusing us. He abused us. You think it's only DOS he abused? He's trying to sell the movement to strangers. You don't know it's an abuse on you. You that we are contributing money, paying for his 10,000 pounds salary monthly. He never for once thank you na court. He never for once say ana ma afukwa call on ndi na-eje protest. Ndi UK, I always see you in number 10 Downing Street. Ndi otu oge. Nekwenu ma akwana eburu mo holy. Kwa London bus akubuchakwa na mo one of here, I think 2 years ago. I was carrying one flag on my hand and I was carrying a releasing Nnamdi. Kana agafa cross road in my UK. We always used to go in for rallies in different locations. Kana cross road. Amamo nwoke ndị dis motorcycle kwa ọ ga-akụgbuo m ebe ahụ isoro m na ndị na hey ebekata m sị ihe anụ awụkanụ liberation. God has just liberated us. God has liberated us. Kwanga agasina that motorcycle, because these motorcycles in a big engine. In fact, their engines are bigger than the engines of cars. Imogiha hana on the road. Makachuko agasina that motorcycle hit him. I might not survive it. Then I would have been among and they will not remember me. He wouldn't even remember me. His Kanu will even use me to mock DOS. He will use, in fact, I'm going to take a picture man as and then one year on the one protest DOS because they never appreciated every effort we have put in the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Throughout 5 years, we also this struggle around releasing Nnamdi. Release him now. Release him now. Release him now. Did they ever respected us for once? Even when we were campaigning, he's sick. He's not no more. I remember one of the protests in front of number 10 Downing Street. I used microphone. I was telling them about ulcer. That was the time we were told he has ulcer. I was talking about ulcer, how ulcer was dangerous, how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be, UK government should do something. I didn't even know Kanu have already released to the Nigerian media that they should ignore us. That Nnamdi Kanu is hell and heady. That we are just making up story. These are people that we are campaigning for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. These guys jeopardize everything we are doing. They sit at home. They keep on telling you that the DOS initiated that caused insecurity. Was there not an attempt to get him released? Or for him to be brought to court? This family, they abused the trust, the love, the loyalty people had on Nnamdi Kanu. They abused it. They abused it. Oh, who is calling me? Oh, you didn't body me here. Let me see who is this person. Who are you? You keep on calling me. Hello, welcome to the program. Can you hear?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, you've been calling since.
Yes, I think I'm on air.
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay. I'm on one that
Oh, I thought you wanted to beat me.
Me?
The way you've been calling. Okay, continue. Okay.
So let me air my own view.
Okay.
You know? So basically, house I will keep then I get clear offline, but let me air my own view. I'm Mazi. Yeah, I'm a man on your gift from United States.
Okay.
I know that Igbo loves themselves. We love I have one in Anya. So ihe na adokwa mo ihe na chi inwe. Ọ dị easy. Both spiritual and physical. You know, achọ m ibi ikwu ọtụtụ okwu mana ihe m chọrọ ikwu because enwere ihe m nwere ike ikwu aghọtaghị m ịghọtara achọ m ka aghọtaghị m mana ka anyị jisi ike zoo nke anyị mana then make the right thing. The right thing to do now, we have to protect the DOS. That is the right thing. Mana ka ha pe DOS so potana akocha Nnamdi Kanu mo na apoyi mba. Wada on here I'm chọrọ ikwu achọ m ikwu kariota because nkwu kariota aghọta him.
But now let me tell you, because to you now you felt na akpali Nnamdi ma na criticize it. Now, can I ask you what Nnamdi has been doing all these years? Is it good? How he has been treating IPOB? Is it good?
Na amo maybe mbo ina agba pụta na ikwu otu ihe si wede mana simple something tam kwuru achọghị m ka aghọta ihe achọghị m because I nọ na so oge aga m apụta na I'll be nna akọwa ihe niile akọwa
ngwa chele ọkwa gị ma ịbịara on ngwa chelu you came on air to advise me. Now let me ask you do you think hang on
to air my view because of what's also again as I'm become snake also na anya I support time
ngwa chele ka njụọ gị chele ka ngwa gee ntị ka njụọ gị Nnamdi Kanu o chekwala IPOB o chekwamụla IPOB.
Yes, such an IPOB. I go by before the age there.
No. We are not talking of the past. We are talking presently.
No,
are you aware? Are you aware?
Because I'm a believer in God.
Okay.
So I have to go by his words. That is most important. Because Nnamdi Kanu, man say that na kata say that na no kata pota kawaza aja na ihe okwu sire na wusi ihe okwu. Somebody behind should cut his head and move ahead. Ọtụtụ okwu dị iche. So we have to hold him by his word. But the most
Nna biki inakwa idokwa ọnụ na aba. You just said that Nnamdi, all he said that he told us to hold him by his word. Is it not what we are doing? Nnamdi, you told us IPOB has one central command, but before our eyes, Nnamdi has created several commands. What do you think creation of factional command can cause in a movement? Is that not to bring chaos and anarchy? Is that not exactly what he did?
Biko ka anyị wụrụ ndị mgbe ụlọ anyị na-achọ ịgba ọkụ ka anyị wụrụ ndị ga-achọ ụzọ ime ka ụlọ hapụ ịgba ọkụ.
Gee ntị Nnamdi gee ntị ka m gwa gị ị naghị anụ ihe nwoke a. And it's you that called Okija in his program. So ọ dị ka edunye n'ọrụ anyị na-alụ. Ọ na-asị na unu anyị na-agba ọkụ. Is it not the ọkụ Nnamdi munyere ka anyị na-emenyu ihe a? Nnamdi that has caused confusion in IPOB for the past 3 years. Ka Nnamdi hiwere ndị na-agbalị ya saga, which he later sent Okpekene. He sent JC Ayonyuku to come and make a broadcast and thank them that he is seeing their good work. They should continue. They should continue to talk down on the DOS. They should continue to blackmail Chinasanworu. They should continue to blackmail DOS members. They should continue to kick against everything we are doing. And you are telling me Nnamdi should be covered. Onye cover onwe cannot be covered. Oh, Nnamdi kpatala nku ahụ anụ akita na ha agbaya. Makachukwu, I would have been the last person that would talk against Nnamdi Kanu if he did not kick against the struggle. Makachukwu, I wouldn't have. Before I decide and choose my fight, I don't just fight irrationally. I always weigh things. I observe things, I weigh things, and I choose my fight. Had Nnamdi protected this struggle without trying to cause confusion, there is nothing that would have made me to talk about him. Not even what I saw they did on IPOB money. I saw this some years ago. I never talked about it until he started to give orders, directives that causes problem, that brings confusion. He did not spare the movement. On a child movement like this, ya bulani ko lesinaka ndi Sokoto, ndi Fulani. Okwano na aka nwoke dịka president of Nigeria. Na mahama na azosi ukwu na na kwasị na ndị avide awụdị ndị ex-military. Onye nke ahụ eri show omemuru military nwe. Because nothing is different between him and the Nigerian president. Ọ dị ka onye anaghị azọ okwu ekwukwu ihe ekwu. Asa anyị onye ya anaghị awụzi he will be leading IPOB ihe nwa. And you are telling us suspend Nnamdi. And spare ya because na anyị ikpochili. Is it because we did a campaign? We've been campaigning on the media here. Because I knew what is going to happen. Because I got an information. Nnamdi Kanu sent Barrister Ifeanyi for 3 years ago to come and dissolve DOS. I knew he's been running around to get to that. That is why we saw the need. We started on time to sensitize our people. This is what this guy has been doing. And this is where he's going. And finally, he landed there. You think, had it been Owen and the media did not enlighten people, you think by now someone would understand what is going on. The same way he blackmailed and succeeded in order DOS sex, he would have succeeded this time. But his luck, yeah, but this time. And you were boy expose a whole supreme leader in with the hair bokudomo. And ye piare gogo. And ye piare tani now. Expose Zoya now. Kawatan on them madije. Oh yeah, again. Is it you? Hello? Hello, good evening. Are you the same person that called before?
No, I'm not the same person.
Okay.
Good evening. How are you?
Yes, I'm fine. And you?
Yes, I'm standing. I'm calling from Italy.
Italy, okay. Okay.
Yes. Because I will want to go. Come to me, go social media.
Go on.
Because Mazi Chika this year, I'm going to write is people.
Chala, I want you to pronounce his name well because you are an Igbo man. How did you pronounce his name? Say it again.
Mazi Chika
yeah, it does because I'm a man and some of you now. I be on change hamad no think bali. So, but why again now? Let me hear. Continue. Because it probably does here.
Just depend on how you.
Boy, yeah, call him on the one he answers. It does him say it. Boy, yeah, now. Continue.
So now I'm saying my job now. For my Chika, it is right here that is anybody na IPOB. Abi?
Yes. Yes, he has the right. Depending on IPOB has you solo. So depending on your offense. And it's not him. It's not only him that takes decision. Remember, an IPOB committee that looks into conflicts and so on.
Okay. Now, what of Mazi Chico Desiamo Noya? Somebody on correct is there. Mazi Chico Desiamo, go wrong.
Yes, now, anytime Mazi Doziem starts to misbehave, starts to abuse his office as the head of directorate, you know, this is why we talk about institutionalization. Because when you are practicing that kind of administration, it's always difficult to see power abuse because you are not the sole decision maker. There are people that when you are erring, there are people that can look into your case, talk to you. So that individualism is what has been broken away from IPOB. So anytime Mazi Doziem starts to abuse his own office, there is already DOS leadership there that can as well put him right. Yeah.
Okay. Mazi Doziem go wrong or go against the constitution. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is fair or not?
Yes, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, as remember the office of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is his office is in the past now. And you deserve go. You forward because as it is now, his office is gone. So he can no longer currently he can no longer sack anybody or do anything again in IPOB.
Point of correction, you understand? Because why would Nnamdi Bondigo? What I'm not enough. I would Nnamdi Bondigo. I am an education of communication on that. Because you're telling me now, even when I have the job, you might make you the women for a matter. You know, to the watch because he said, yes, I would imagine that you the next the mom has a what to do. Because
my dear, I just answered you. Chike Doziem is an individual. Mazi Doziem is an individual. But wait, hang on. No. The past I mean is his office. I said his office. I never meant him being the past. He's a living soul. Yeah, okay, Mishinola bin. Office here is gone now. You know.
You let me know, just make more sense because I want young water.
Shall so Kowa that the office of IPOB leader now is gone. Is that what you are trying? Are you a member? Are you a member there? Are you Yes. And I had to go my defense form with that information on money. What I'm not going to just try. But that John Magic full assurance of the moment. So, office was not going actually understand from you. Shall I Mokawalagi what his office is? I didn't. How the office is going? Tell me how it's going. Did you see the memo released by the DOS yesterday? Okay. DOS going to release the memo by Isaac Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Or Mazi Nnamdi Kanu going to release the memo. Isaac DOS. This is where you are getting it wrong. That is why I am bringing in individualism and institutionalization here. Okay, who created DOS? Who created that DOS organization? Who created it? Listen to me. Listen to me. You are still running around individualism here. We are talking about a collective body. When you talk about a body, a structural leadership, it is far higher than every individual. If that challenge, hang on. Who sacked the former deputy leader? Who sacked him? Who released memo that sacked him?
Which deputy leader? Which one?
Uchemefo. Who released memo? Which office? Which? Chele, hang on. You are a liar. Which office released memo? Who signed the memo? Which office signed the memo that sacked Uchemefo?
Did you remember that now? Did you remember that when Uchemefo was
No. Let's take this question one by one. I am asking you because now you are asking me how did Mazi Nnamdi Kanu?
Did it when
no.
When he was not yet captured.
My dear, I am asking you who signed the memo that saw Uchemefo off from that scrapped, not even sacking Uche. I'm asking you who signed the memo. All that same memo that sacked, that scrapped. I don't know how to sack Uchemefo. The same memo that scraped Uchemefo's office is the same memo that scraped the office of leader of IPOB. I'm not going to understand. That is why the individualism needs to be destroyed. Because man is selfish. Man is destructive in nature. Anytime you have only one single individual standing and speaking, the person will miss you. Okay, you are calling back. Are you ready to answer my question now?
I am ready to answer your question. I'm still online.
Please answer me because I answered you. I asked you, who signed the memo that scraped, that abolished the office of the deputy leader?
As the leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the general leader, he was the one.
Because someone else called. He just keep on running around. It's a simple question. Just you could go to no sign with the memo. Then you don't even know what I want to say in regards to that. You are back again. Are you ready to answer my question now? No, I ask you, who signed the memo? Which office signed the memo that scraped the office of the deputy leader? That is the question.
Under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
On a cook office of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. As if your maha office signed the memo. Oh, Kanu says, so halias on the former autopilot. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, why am I can't
I day. I ain't on office ebuka. Office dollar.
All the I'm in China when I'm I'm a member of IPOB and I'm a coordinator on China here. If from there, have a join a calling you and I forget about enjoy a Kezo no cable supreme member of IPOB. I'm not going and all these people now are this kind of people who they put the IPOB shame. They go in dimpa madam na call about. Or then they are there by any 2.5 years to get caught to her off. Quality maybe program and a neighbor. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been pain to us. That man has been pain. I am telling you, I'm not gonna be Zoku. When I was in the East, Imana, with God in heaven will bear me witness. Manam them with my family. Sometimes on Sunday, when we can make there 1,000 or 1,500. Achimo Mazone with my family. Mana, you open a 500 naira, my monthly dues. Not to my meeting. You are bleeding, even the window group that gave him my mere. Oh, yeah, I'm not a child. And one need protest now, I'm on my hate preach overnight. The Popuna and I bottle. My mother, maybe a piano, major protest. Potassium with all these things and potassium for this man. As I'm talking to you in China now, because of Nnamdi Kanu with this struggle, we bring you. Never business, so And what when you make business, nothing in common, not because of this struggle. Now, the way you them they protect Nnamdi Kanu. Sometimes not getting news of the human with them. Of the other carrying them and I'm not a guy for call or say no lawyer now walk. Now, therefore, say now tell you will protect and guy. Nobody say.
And protects when you bull a whole struggle. Chalk or hand there over to stranger. And the man is the family. I'm telling you, I don't understand what is wrong with our people, sir. Nnamdi Cholile IPOB. Let's say I'm not on the foul. It's saying you could sick with our own. Ah, what are cause when we have because
somebody now into organization now man all to go to and we meet no one now. You will have somebody now know when I meet no one now. They have not registered with a proper as I have to one now. They want anything normal. Or no somebody now know organization. Or do we registered? Now they cannot not be where I fit up when I say fit up a feeling on one. Yeah, that's what I feel. Mom, I never could come and mistake on them also. Can you tell the knife yourself? Can you tell the knife?
Better, I go to go near. I'm gonna walk the tight.
Yes, yeah, man. If you are there, many of them now, if you are not now, this suddenly love of Nnamdi.
I know. Yeah, they will never. They will never come.
All Nnamdi Kanu,
ndị na ifuru na agaghali maka chukwu ndị anụ anwụghị ike iwepụta m shishi 30 pound na akpa ha 2 monthly due. Nnamdi agụ ga-agụgbukwe Nnamdi n'aka ndị a maka chukwu o because ndị anụ ọkpọkụ nọrọ na agaghị enye m 30 pound monthly due. Nne nna ya anya will not be able to sustain his 5,000 euro. Because I don't see these criminals. I don't see them. I'm going to nke mma. Shishi. No they pay shishi. Mana eme what's your naka? Most of our kwanda uchande wa like Nnamdi. Agwa kita 10 pound. Wolf the 10 pound where nye Nnamdi ice water. You know go do it. Oh, you be make what's everywhere. You know. So then Nnamdi don't buy bad market. These guys cannot sustain him because his wants are too many. Nnamdi ihe na-agụ Nnamdi adịghị na eke afara ibeku. Ọ dịghị n'ose market nke o ji adị na main market.
All the very painful. Now this man the condition of this struggle. Or when you be there 10,000 pounds every month. Not by now when I wear.
Nna ị na-ekwu okwu 10,000 ọwụ na ọsọ 10,000 salary ka Nnamdi dependent nke ahụ n'obele njọ a na-ekwu anọ nọ si 30,000 from here 30,000 from South Africa 30,000 madam oyibo iche na gịnị ka o ji adabara ya na ụmụ nwanyị because na o setụgo ụmụ nwanyị ahụ a na-akwụ onwe ha ụgwọ so madam oyibo na-enunye na 20,000 this is extra to 10,000 ya. So the guy bulanye ebu o misuse trust.
Imana since ejiwe rendition or say to help from Kenya. Imana we be nuku war IPOB gbagoro na abro from Nnamdi Kanu ka the whole war needed from their family can problem need na the work. Nnamdi
keep Nnamdi busy. Nnamdi keep Nnamdi busy with distractions. Agha na anyị na-anụ na online Nnamdi initiated by Nnamdi. Agha Simon Ekpa initiated by Nnamdi. Agha siblings ya initiated by Nnamdi. Agha ụmụ flying monkeys o setichara ọ na-akwụ monthly due initiated by Nnamdi. So anybody that will come and tell me that Nnamdi has sacrificed more than, I will tell you that you are lying. The pain Nnamdi cost anyị is far greater than what he has sacrificed. Onu na-ekwu okwu sacrifice. Kenya Ogala, has it got anything to do with Biafra struggle? Is it because the DOS are so loyal now, despite no Ochongorogo ko jelu there? But we pushed all those things by the side and we are taking risk. Agayali and may protest, release him now. All one of these DOS are wicked people. They would have brought to surface what he was doing in Kenya. Because what he was doing in Kenya was as a result. Kanu did not raise an alarm.
Yes.
Check here, somebody,
Yes.
the people holding him, we are speaking within Kanonta. Kanonta still did not raise an alarm because he doesn't want another ear to hear what Nnamdi Kanu involved himself in Kenya.
Yes.
Yeah, but IPOB, we overlook all these things to seek for his release. And you know, seek for his release. And then, now, stored. And you think we'll continue that way. No, we have scrapped his office. He's gone. His office is gone. He's not an officer without portfolio. Like Nnamdi and Imapa. No. Ihe gazo ekita we jewe onwe. Maka chukwu anytime Nnamdi jewe when goes his way, nobody will talk about him. Anytime he gives his group another name, nobody will talk about him. The name IPOB belongs to the people of Biafrans. It doesn't belong to him. He's not the one that gave that name. He's not the one that started Radio Biafra. So there is nothing that belongs to him that is in IPOB. Everything in IPOB belongs to the people. That is why anything they do with our name, they will always get confrontations. Yeah. Yeah, court.
That officer police here. Get a struggle like a move forward. Man, I had a question, but also you have a right to be quiet there. That's money, he must give account of that money. You guy not go up here. Cabra of actually a guy and admin. Okay, we take her. He must bring our money. Then and then they are now near that. Why he ever had our money? They will bring it. Of a banana nail. Okay, I do that. They won't be the mouth. They won't be the mouth. Guys, look at the guys. Even though they check it at that video, that idiot that happened to us now on the DOS. Can I tell how phone they got that and member one organization ever? Well, I remember one unit. And all our Buntinam. I hear at the China. I want to get this. I want you to get good easy. I want you to be the Mahao. Yeah, this man, I want you to be the Mao. I want you to be the man. I just know I can get down after that when I want to get one and I can't talk to the before. I just can't talk to them.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So, we are still on the reasons of scraping an office that we are abused by the occupier. The office of the leader of IPOB. So, what we have now is leadership. DOS leadership. Institutionalization of IPOB. On Sunday, we'll be hearing the details from the HOD. You know, had it been that the leader's office was scraped and somebody went in there to become the leader, then somebody can be questioning, oh, why did you remove person and you went to go and occupy? But these guys saw the need to scrape that office as a result of years continuous abuse by people occupying it. Till today, the one they scraped, the deputy leader scraped, has not been replaced. It has not been returned. It has not been returned. It's to tell you, it's not about who is in a position. It is all about how the movement grows, how the movement moves and pilots as an organization, as an institution that belongs to the people. Who is this person? Okay. Okay, this is a different person. Hello, good evening. Yeah. Yeah, good evening. Yeah.
I just called because of the man that asked me a question about who have the authority to remove or who don't have authority to remove. The problem of what is that they thought that Nnamdi is the only one that have this movement. Even for any organization, even a village meeting, somebody that is a chairman, he cannot sack anybody that is the people, the organization that people have donated their money, donated their time. Then you are expecting whatever Nnamdi say goes.
The mistake in Nnamdi did not sack an individual. Rather, he wanted to dissolve a leading structure. You don't go there. There is a structure that is above every other position. This structure in a hand. This structure is a very strong force. It's a very strong force. This DOS leadership structure is a very strong force. Nobody tampers with it. If you have problem with an individual, you can go on individual, but not. And look at where you are. The good Nnamdi when they dissolve. And the appointing, trying to shift IPOB, handing IPOB to autopilot facilitators, to avid man that cannot even work properly, like the Nigerian president. Nothing differs from that man from Tinubu. In terms of both talking, in terms of even agility, I don't know. I don't know how much the guy gave to them.
Well, the problem of our Mazi as a IPOB leader, I will call him that name, is X. So far they are called...
Oh, X, that's what it is.
The problem of black people, in a way, they are not behaving like white people. We are here in the Western world, we have been supposed to learn the good things that white people are doing. Not the bad one, we learn it, then we'll talk that, yeah, white people, they are wicked, they are this one. Or they can knock or on your chat, may for that Nnamdi Madu bulletin like this. Come get disappointed in there, all the red on war, or this is sacrifice. All mother be able to be alone because of no Nigeria government in with the British government and they go and do the war. All mother. Was not 18 years ago. Over who ever and where. Managi one nugget only the lead. Just you were people, a lot of people are moving for this struggle. Mother, or one day, even only child that I didn't get a bow on your call. When the Jewish as a Jewish as well. Often on Arab was boom and Italy here. Even would have been the Jews this way, bullish. Just to walk over another year than one. Or what I'm going to get them. Ghana is not a sack. But I'm not a people around now, Italy here. So, all anything to open any door and I say, okay. Before I did go to care, how fast you know why I go, I will never broadcast anybody open can make you a guarantee. They will soon come. Here, I go for. And that's not the one, okay, I was not going to within the coaches. How to know the because you don't know the problem of Kanu with the family. No, oh, I used to where would I go? Waiting for Yanaka, he never check good on one. She's 20 to 50 to 20 did now. Every month, now my zone before, only my zone, I have done 1,850 euro per month before autopilot. Okay, open autopilot of woman can now support now. Open how maybe say you begin now. Okay, can not up all potentially in the guitar now. Or there was no nickel what I begin. That's the issue of your own. All I didn't know about that guy who will just need a government buyer. Or who will just know about it. In people, I really I support, I authorize it, I do this for only you one gaga for the coup, you know, honey, he didn't do my job men do that, and why don't know what I want. If we put on company, Iman consult, I'm not in a small game. I am of what I know. Future of my family. I want to go back home. Not to go to Nnamdi compound and stay.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be Nnamdi. Can you now? Both me so no, my generation can reach now because you know nobody. My family is my mother. Nobody. At least I'm not buying. But we also talk about with the little thing that I have on to which is security. I will go security when you security network. Marriage, you know, not been there. Zoro we can go there and then not you will I will go away for that all night. I open that one.
So anyway,
no need of it for you when you ship in the on the red bound on a Sokoto on Andy different got to you that side. You know, was it? But I wish for no, that's on an Andigo because he out there. This guy, the only could say, what's your position on Andigo there? After you know me, you didn't at high speed. Many people must in war. I mean, if we haven't done it, I'm about to them. I got it easy. Then I'll put out the authority of Jesus. And then choose another Jew. This is okay. Jews got them now. They are not long. Chile question of when you get Biafra. You come on now. Maybe all and all who go to say one day. Father, thank you.
Yeah. You know, you guys should know. I haven't even finished playing this memo. Thank you for your contribution. Because some of you don't know the condition, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The instruction given to him by the Nigerian government, because the whole essence is to collapse Biafra struggle. So he might be working in line with what he's been asked to do to hand over IPOB, because the guy in question he calls the DOS head Sokoto man. He's a Nigerian. He's a guy that lived in Nigeria. There's never been a time when that village where Biafra restoration seekers. These guys believe in Nigeria, and this is whom Nnamdi wants to hand over because, he wants to redirect this movement. He wants to, who knows? A lot of things are involved because, from the memo, it says that there were discussions between Nnamdi and the DSS and the Nigerian, whatever, those people that arranged for his abduction. So you don't know the condition he is operating, and that is why he cannot direct IPOB. It will be a disaster. It will be a disaster. Again, IPOB can be sold without us even knowing. Because anytime he appoints somebody that will be leading and he is somebody that believes in Nigeria, that works for Nigeria, IPOB is gone. Under our nose, decisions I take here will be decisions that will derail us. It will be decisions that will draw back what we are doing. You see? So that is another need why that office should be scraped, because he is inside. You cannot be inside a prison and be exercising authority on that office. The office needs to be taken away from him. So there are so many reasons why the office was scrapped. It might not even be like a direct attack on him, because what was attacked is the office of authority, office that issues command. Because the command an ML issue from Sokoto is likely to jeopardize lives. It's likely to put people in trouble. It's likely to collapse the movement. So the office and the power and the command and authority has been shifted away from him. It's been shifted away. That's why I want to finish playing this. Let's continue to listen.
By the Apex Directorate of State. The action was necessitated by intelligence reports of meetings between Mazi Nnamdi Kanu while in Sokoto prison and operatives of the Department of State Services and National Intelligence Agency. Concerns that communications from Kanu in prison are being monitored by the DSS, with some reportedly resulting in arrests and deaths of IPOB members in Biafra land. Intelligence on plans to establish new militias that could trigger fresh violence in the region. The urgent need to stop reckless actions, unauthorized statements, and criminal activities being perpetrated under the name of the suspended leadership positions. The statement strongly reaffirms IPOB's unwavering commitment to peaceful, non-violent self-determination. It makes it clear that the movement will not be held responsible for any crimes or violent actions carried out by individuals or groups without express authorization from the Directorate of State. The Directorate warned any such crime or criminal activity taken in the name of the suspended office of the leader shall not be attributed to IPOB, but solely to the person or persons who may have instigated them.
Exactly. You saw the need to take the office away from him. In case if he is going to send you on an errand, remember, it is no more IPUB speaking here. It could be, you can say Nnamdi Kanu is speaking to you, but not the leader of IPUB, because he is no longer in that position. The position has been taken away from him. In case because he has been doing this anyway, he has been organizing people to form security outfit. Anybody he is sending on this errand, just know you are not working for IPUB. You can be working for Nnamdi Kanu, but not for IPUB. So that is why the DUS have to put this out to warn our people. Anybody taking order from Nnamdi Kanu, as it is now, you are on your own. Whether you are a coordinator anywhere in the world, and they are telling you Nnamdi, you are on your own. You are not getting any order from IPUB. IPUB is not speaking to you. Anything you see, take it. It is not the DUS sending you. It is not IPUB you are working for. You are on your own. Because I know, I found out they are beginning to call people now. And you know, they are, because Hana Meznan is power tussle. They are beginning to call different coordinators in order to rally people, because he wants, because he's not even today, he started to form factions, units. He wants now to start to form different units in different countries, so that they will hold a meeting and they will put up a camera and tell you, oh, they are IPUB under Nnamdi Kanu. This is what they are planning on the ground now. So whoever working and facilitating that on their behalf is on their own. You are not working for IPUB. You can't be working for Nnamdi Kanu. It doesn't concern IPUB. What we are asking you, the only problem is you continue to use the name of IPUB. And that is why we fought Ekberima. Because he was using the name of IPUB. He was using the name of ESN. Please, you guys can choose your name. IPUB belongs to us. We have sponsored it. The bloods of our heroes have sponsored it. It is no longer, it will never be a thing of Nnamdi Kanu. This one passing Nnamdi. The way the structure, just the DOS structure passing Nnamdi, that they were able to scrape his office, is the way the movement passing Nnamdi. Nnamdi cannot subject the movement under him. Rather, the movement will subject everybody under it. And that is why our loyalty, our respect, our drive is on how to move the struggle forward. What we can do to move ourselves. Now it is the thing of a people. It is not a thing of Kanu Takano. It is no longer a thing of Nnamdi Kanu. We are no longer in the era of salary payment. Onye ọwụna je chọọ ọlụ, enweghị onye ọwụna a na-enye shish. This is Biafra struggle. We have services that needs to be met. Our people in prisons, they need to be cared for. The families they left that are not coping needs to be cared for. Anybody aka n'okwu n'ọkpa n'anya, you can see, you have hands, you have legs. Go and look for what to do. We are no longer interested in paying salary. This is Biafra struggle. We are no longer interested. Mimi Hende Bekano, go and look for work. We are no longer interested. What we are doing now is we are moving the movement forward. We are working towards the restoration of Biafra. That is our priority. That's where we stand. And here I'll be bringing this broadcast one. And I said thank you each and every one of you for following me. And here I draw the